Welcome. In this video, Zbcn released their new cards. What will be the price? We will analyze it. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and please watch to the end to understand.
But first, let's analyze Zbcn.
The ascending trend line is one of the most closely watched structural formations in technical analysis. This formation indicates that the price is in an upward trajectory over time, making higher lows. This trend line is typically drawn by connecting at least two or more low points, and over time it becomes a level investors psychologically view as support. The repeated contact of the price with this trend line increases investors' confidence in it, turning the trend line into a cornerstone of the uptrend. When the price touches and holds above this ascending trend line, it sends a key message to investors. The uptrend remains strong, and the market may continue its upward movement with a reaction from this level. In the current chart scenario, the price has touched the ascending trend line. This contact is a highly significant development from a technical analysis perspective. In the past, reactions from this trend line have consistently pushed the price to higher levels, which makes this current touch extremely valuable. If the price once again reacts upward from this level, it can renew investor confidence and provide strong motivation for buy-side trades. A bounce off this trend line sends a positive signal to the market, not just technically, but also psychologically. Trend lines reflect the market's collective memory. Investors have interacted with these levels many times in the past and have developed their trading strategies based on the outcomes. The price currently touching this ascending trend line revives that collective memory. It also means similar trades may be triggered. In this sense, the trend line is perceived as a buy zone, and buy orders may be activated based on that perception. Especially algorithmic trading systems and auto-buy bots often operate based on such technical levels, so a bounce from here could result in a sharp, high-volume upward move. Why do so many people place importance on ascending trend lines? Because this line represents the market's positive momentum. Higher lows show that buyers are stepping in more strongly on each dip and that sellers are unable to overpower them. This indicates demand still outweighs supply and suggests that this situation may continue. Therefore, when the price touches and holds at the trend line or even bounces off of it, it confirms the continuation of this positive structure. As a result, the uptrend can continue in a healthy manner without the technical structure breaking down. A price bounce from the ascending trend line often leads to a move toward the next resistance level. This resistance may be the previous high points. Therefore, such a bounce offers investors not just short-term, but also medium and long-term buying opportunities. If the price initiates a new upward movement from the support of the trend line, investors can hold their positions longer and potentially achieve higher profits. This clearly shows why touches to such trend lines are so critical. Additionally, when the trend line coincides with the horizontal support level, it creates an even stronger support zone. This means that both horizontal and dynamic trend line support levels could simultaneously help push the price upward. In technical analysis, this is referred to as a confluence zone, and such areas are considered among the strongest trading levels for investors. If the current price action is touching such a confluence zone, it significantly increases the probability of a bounce. A bounce from this level may not only be a short-term reaction. If the buying pressure from this level pushes the price toward and through previous highs, it can be considered the beginning of a new trend wave. In such movements, the second wave correction would be considered complete and the third wave could begin. According to Elliott wave theory, the third wave is typically the longest and strongest upward move. So, if the price bounces from this point and starts a new third wave, it could offer significant opportunities for investors. This means positions have both technical and strategic potential for larger gains. On the other hand, it's also critical to confirm whether this contact with the trend line is a false break or a genuine support test. At this point, analysis based on closing prices should be performed. For instance, if 4-hour or daily closes occur above this trend line, it shows that the trend is still valid and that the price is preparing to bounce. However, if the closes occur below the line, then the trend line may be considered broken and the bullish structure invalidated. But in the current scenario, the price is still touching and holding above this trend line. This suggests that positive expectations should remain intact. From a psychological perspective as well, such trend lines serve as directional guides for investors. This is because investors tend to trust technical levels that worked in the past. If the price previously bounced off this trend line and moved upward, investors are likely to trust it again. This trust increases market participation and leads to new buying activity. As a result, the price can move upward more strongly and steadily. Where there is confidence, there is movement, and that movement is often to the upside. In conclusion, the ascending trend line that the price is currently touching is an extremely important level from technical, psychological, and strategic standpoints. A bounce from here may not only be a temporary reaction, but also the beginning of a new upward movement. These types of trend lines provide investors not only with buy-sell signals, but also valuable insights into market psychology. The current touch represents a critical moment where the validity of the uptrend is being tested, and the price movements that follow this moment may offer new opportunities for investors. If the price reacts upward from this level with strong volume, and this reaction is supported by consecutive bullish candles, this confirms that the market still sees this trend line as a valid support. Such price action provides a solid foundation for investors to confidently maintain their positions. Also, bounces from trend lines often present highly accurate entry points, opening the door to trades with favorable risk-to-reward ratios. But we cannot make a decision based on solely trend lines. Let's also take a look at other metrics. Stay tuned.
The fact that the price is currently touching the upward trend line observed in the RSI indicator is considered a highly important and strong signal from a technical analysis perspective. The RSI indicator is a momentum oscillator that measures how much buying or selling pressure a particular asset is under. It typically oscillates between 0 and 100, with readings above 70 considered overbought and below 30 considered oversold. However, rather than just focusing on these levels, advanced technical analysts closely examine trend structures within the RSI, such as trend lines and support resistance zones. In this context, an ascending trend line formed within the RSI is a critical structure, and the RSI touching this trend line could indicate potential strength and the beginning of an upward movement. Such ascending RSI trend lines can act as support, just like on a price chart. Each time the RSI touches this rising trend line, it may show that buyers are stepping back in, momentum is increasing again, and the asset is regaining strength. The point where the RSI touches this trend line often corresponds to a significant support level or trend line on the price chart as well. Therefore, when trend line touches are observed simultaneously on both the price and the RSI charts, it can serve as a signal of a potential upward movement for investors. Especially in the RSI indicator, upward trend lines can provide earlier signals than the actual price movements. In this sense, if the price is still declining, but the RSI touches the trend line and starts turning upward, it may serve as a leading indicator that the price is likely to reverse upward soon. In the current situation, the RSI touching the rising trend line shows that investors are closely watching this level, and if a bounce occurs, buying pressure may increase. Thus, a bounce from this RSI trend line without a breakdown would be a very positive and technically reassuring development. Moreover, this rising RSI trend line reflects not only increasing momentum, but also a shift in market psychology and investor behavior in a positive direction. Since the RSI measures the speed and magnitude of price changes, it also reflects the sentiment behind those movements. A rising RSI trend suggests that there is generally a belief in and desire for upward movement in the market. It shows that investors are favoring long positions. If the RSI touches this trend line and has the potential to bounce, it could signal a resurgence of this bullish sentiment, leading to renewed buying activity.
Zebec's tweet, whether you use silver, carbon, or black, every Zebec card works with Apple Pay. Private, non-custodial, and always ready to tap and go, is not just a simple announcement, it's a strong expression of adoption, ease of use, security, and visionary technological integration within the crypto world. This statement clearly shows that Zebec is no longer just a project, but a tool that can be used in daily life, evolving in deep harmony with financial systems and providing real value to users. First, the mention of silver, carbon, or black Zebec cards indicates that the products are offered in different segments. This variety reflects the effort to offer tailored solutions for different user groups. Some cards may be ideal for daily spending, while others might offer prestige or specific benefits. This demonstrates that Zebec is not only a provider of crypto wallets or payment infrastructure, but also a brand aiming to deliver quality service through physical products. In financial systems, product diversity enriches the user experience and strengthens customer loyalty, which clearly aligns with Zebec's goal of building a sustainable ecosystem. The most striking part of the tweet is the phrase, "Every Zebec card works with Apple Pay." This shows that Zebec has integrated its products with Apple Pay, a globally trusted and widely used mobile payment platform, bringing crypto usage into the realm of traditional payment systems. Apple Pay is a global payment solution adopted by millions of users. For a crypto project like Zebec to offer cards that work seamlessly with this platform reveals both the advanced level of technological integration and the potential to fundamentally change how crypto is spent in real-world settings. Integration with Apple Pay is also a groundbreaking step in terms of user experience. Users can make payments using only their phones without needing a physical card. This offers significant advantages in terms of both security and convenience. Apple Pay is already known for its high level of security, and with Zebec supporting infrastructure, users can easily spend their digital assets in everyday life. This helps shift the perception of cryptocurrencies from being just an investment tool to becoming a viable means of spending. It also proves that Zebec's target audience is not limited to investors, but includes everyday users. Another important highlight lies in the phrase private, non-custodial, and always ready to tap and go. This emphasizes Zebec's commitment to privacy, security, and freedom. Private implies that the platform aims to protect users' personal data without sharing it with third parties, not necessarily to make all transactions anonymous. The term non-custodial is critical in the crypto space, meaning that Zebec doesn't hold users' funds, but instead gives each user full control of their own assets. In other words, users own their private keys and digital assets directly, without needing intervention from a third-party platform. This is a core principle of decentralization and Web3. A non-custodial model boosts security, empowers freedom, and turns users into the true owners of their financial assets. Additionally, always ready to tap and go suggests that Zebec cards not only work with Apple Pay, but also support contactless payments via NFC technology. This means payments can be made in seconds at grocery stores, restaurants, public transit, or any retail location. This level of ease and practicality is critical for the full integration of crypto into daily life. Rather than just storing their assets in digital wallets, people can now actively use their crypto through solutions that bridge the digital and physical worlds. This significantly boosts adoption and accelerates mainstream usage of crypto. What Zebec is doing here is not just technological, it also initiates a sociological and economic transformation. In traditional banking, issuing a card involves centralized systems, intermediaries, and lengthy approval processes. However, projects like Zebec that embrace decentralized, non-custodial systems democratize this process. The user gains control, uses the system without relying on anyone, and enjoys greater financial freedom. This lies at the heart of the Web3 philosophy. Every individual becomes their own bank, managing, spending, and protecting their assets independently. With Apple Pay integration and card models, Zebec stands out as one of the few projects that successfully brings this vision to the end user. It should also be noted that Zebec cards working with Apple Pay suggests that the project complies with regulatory standards. Tech giants like Apple require high levels of security, transparency, and technical adequacy in the services they integrate with. Considering the detailed reviews and compliance checks Apple conducts before integration, Zebec's success in passing this process reflects the strength of its technical team and the seriousness of the project. This builds trust for both investors and users. This tweet also shows that Zebec's ecosystem is expanding beyond digital solutions and offering integrations with the physical world. While many Web3 projects remain limited to digital-only services, Zebec reaches a broader audience by successfully integrating with real-world systems like Apple Pay and offering physical cards. This approach demonstrates that cryptocurrencies are evolving from being a niche interest for tech enthusiasts to becoming tools that impact the everyday lives of ordinary people. Zebec's message here also offers powerful insight into the brand's vision. Long-term success in the crypto ecosystem depends not only on technology, but also user experience, the practicality of your solutions in daily life, and overall adoption rates. With this simple yet impactful message, Zebec clearly communicates to both current users and potential investors, we're here to stay. We offer you both security and ease of use. We're putting crypto in your pocket and bringing it into everyday life. This message is powerful, both strategically and in terms of communication. In conclusion, Zebec's short but deeply meaningful tweet reflects just a small glimpse of a much larger journey. In the crypto world, many promise big things. Few deliver on those promises in real life. Zebec is not just offering a card or a payment method, it's offering a vision, a space for freedom, and a new financial future.
Yes, friends, I hope you liked the video. If you subscribe to my channel and like the video, more videos will be coming. Be careful in your investments, analyze the risks correctly, and always take strategic steps. I will be with you with different analyses, investment opportunities, and technical information in my videos. I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.